Yes, you lot, welcome back to the Louis Talks 40 channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little quick Premier League review of the matches at the weekend. This is a little bit late because I completely lost my voice over the weekend. You can probably still hear it a little bit now because this is literally the first morning where I've been able to actually speak since the Wolves match. And I am feeling really ill. So if you lot could just hit the subscribe button and like, comment, that would make me feel a little bit better. So yeah, City took on Wolves at the weekend. In fact, let me put in a little clip now of what I was sounding like on Saturday night.
They don't play nice football, but they are a better
team. Play for play.
So obviously City took on Wolves at the weekend. It was 2-0. It looked quite comfortable. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was one of the best performances I've seen and that City are back and we're going to win the league or anything like that. I'm not going to say that. I tapped out after Brighton and I'm going to stick with that because, to be honest, I still think we don't have enough quality to go and compete with Arsenal. Regardless of Arsenal's performance against United, I still think that it's going to be too big of a task to carry out, even though we're only 4 points behind now. But we'll get onto that later in the video. There's a few players I want to talk about quickly. First, Guehi obviously made his debut, and for me, he looked really comfortable. He looked like so easily settled in. I know it's only against Wolves. He's got bigger challenges to come. Obviously, Spurs away at the weekend. That's going to be a big game. It's always a tough game for Manchester City. They seem to be some dark magic going on in that Spurs stadium every time City go there. That means we don't get a win. And wouldn't it be so Spursy to just beat City and then let Arsenal go another 3 points clear? But yeah, Guehi looked really good for me. I really have always liked Guehi's ball playing ability, and he just looks so comfortable on the ball, and I think that's why Guardiola's always been Guardiola signed him, and he just looks like such a perfect Guardiola kind of centre back. So for me, Guehi had a really good game. I like the way he was spraying balls over the top to Marmoush. Yeah, he just looked so comfortable and settled in straight away. He dealt with everything that came at him defensively. And yeah, he looked really good. So I was buzzing with Guehi. Kuznov again didn't really put a foot wrong. But again, this is against Wolves, and I did think Wolves had chances. They definitely did. And I don't know if we were playing a better quality team, that they would have put away those chances and the pressure would have been piled on again, which is why I'm trying to refrain from getting too excited about what we saw at the weekend or the results, because to be honest, I do think that we still looked a little bit shaky defensively not shaky defensively, because I think the lads at centre-back did well, and I think the full-backs played really well as well, so... But I just think we're still leaking too many chances. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know whether that's the midfield not offering enough protection to the back four, but it still feels like we look vulnerable in transition and balls going over the top, and it's always going to be like that with Manchester City because we play a high line. It just feels this season and last season, it just feels like it happens way more than it used to. And I don't know why that is. Nunes coming back into the side. Very happy about him coming back into the side. You can see the difference he made straight away. And everything just looked a little bit more solid, a little bit more fluid. And he got that assist. It was a beautiful cross to Marmoush. I really like Nunes, and I feel like him coming back into the side is going to make a massive difference to City, because against United and Bodo, we really missed him. That's just the thick and thin of it. So I'm very happy that Nunes has come back into the side. Marmoush looks very good. I'm really excited to have Marmoush back in. Was Cherki? It looked like to me like Cherki was playing like a false nine. Marmoush was playing off the left and Semenyo was playing on the right. I might be chatting complete and utter bollocks there, because I was a few pints deep by the time I got into the stadium. But that's what it looked like to me. I don't know. I've not really done too much research on that after the game. So yeah, I don't know. Was that the case? Because you would have thought obviously Semenyo would be playing on the left in his natural position. Chucky would be playing on the right. Marmoush should be playing through the middle as like more of a direct Haaland replacement in terms of 9 for 9. I don't know whether that was just me, but I do think that dropping Foden and Haaland was a very good decision from Pep Guardiola, and I was actually hoping. I think I said it in my last video or something, like my Wolves preview, that I was hoping that he was going to drop Haaland and Foden, because these two just haven't been doing enough at all. They've been completely ineffective for a few weeks. Definitely just needed those two to just chill out, take some time away, gather themselves, and come back to it and hopefully looking better, stronger, fitter, because they've just really looked lackluster in the past couple of weeks, and it's been a shame to see. Hopefully this is a little bit of a wake-up call for them, and I have to say Marmoush really livened it up, and he looked so fresh, and it was so good to see him get minutes. And obviously grabbed a goal as well. So, yeah, listen, I'm buzzing for Marmoush. The other game that was obviously amazing for Manchester City fans, it was kind of bittersweet because United won, and it's looking like they are looking good under Carrick. From what I watched, it doesn't look like a new manager bounce, which is obviously bad to say after 2 games. I'm hoping it's a new manager bounce, but the way they've been playing against City and Arsenal just looked so good. The 2 best teams in the Premier League, City and Arsenal, and these two United have just gone and just, kind of looked levels above City, and then they went to Arsenal at the Emirates, and they looked better. They definitely deserved the win. But what a game that was. When you think of United versus Arsenal, it's always been a fixture that's delivered in terms of entertainment. Boy, did that game deliver. Dorgu and Cunha with 2 amazing goals. Jesus. Arsenal nicked a late one back. Was that an own goal? No, was that the set piece? I can't even remember. Arsenal nicked a late one back, and then you were thinking, it's going to end up a draw, which would still have been great for City. But then Cunha comes in, and what a strike. But yeah, for me, United looked really good. They looked aggressive. They looked confident. They looked energetic. It really looks like they've got something about them. With Carrick coming into the fold, maybe he's just made it a little bit more simple. I feel like Amorim was trying too much to complicate things, maybe over coaching a little bit, and I feel like maybe Carrick's just come in and just maybe the Ancelotti kind of way, where he just takes it back to basics, Fabian Delph type stuff, just the basics of football. So listen, it was a very good week for Manchester City, a very good weekend, I should say. And we're going to look at a bigger picture now. Manchester City, we're only 4 points behind Arsenal. We've still got a return fixture to play at the Etihad. If we manage to win that, and that's a big if, because I do think Arsenal are levels above City. That's just me being honest. If we do manage to win that, we'd be 1 point clear. If both teams got the same amount of points each week leading up to that, which is unlikely, obviously. But yeah, it definitely fills City fans with a little bit more confidence. Every time City used to come up against Arsenal would start to drop points maybe at this point in the season, start to wobble a little bit, start to maybe sense a bit of a bottle going on. And City used to be there every time, right behind them, ready to pounce when they drop those points, ready to pick up the points that they were dropping. But City haven't done that in recent weeks. And I guess you could say that the same about Arsenal. City have been dropping points and they haven't capitalised. These lot could be, 12 points clear of City right now, and there's still a 4-point gap. It just goes to show that I don't feel like the quality at the top of the Premier League is what it was. Obviously, the relegated teams have come up, and it looks like some of them are going to stay up, which is obviously great for football. But it just feels like the quality of the top isn't what it used to be, in terms of like City pool or even the City Arsenal campaigns of yesteryear. It doesn't feel the same. The quality isn't there like it used to be. Even across Europe, I feel like there's not as much quality as there used to be. So yeah, listen, I don't know what's gonna happen. For me, I still think Arsenal are gonna win the league. I feel like they're still way above us. In terms of, I was about to say consistency then, but they've not been consistent at all. They've literally, I think it's 3 games they've not won now in a row in the Premier League. So, listen, I don't know. I'd still say Arsenal would win the league. But anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments of this video. I will be looking in there and replying to each and every one of those. So yeah, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe as well, I would massively appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see you lot in a bit.